Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. In the name of His Son, Mashiach. Peace and blessings, family. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everybody's safe and sound. Hope everybody's in good health. I wanted to share a quick thought with you guys and read down a little bit of history concerning our people and some things that transpired in the past. But I'll start off by saying this. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, Rachel, Yah, Josiah, Israel, and Darnell Blackshear. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation." Shalom and blessings, Brother Kedar. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So the goal was to stop us from being a nation so that we would never remember who we are. But believe me, family, they have not forgotten who we are. They remember who we are, so don't you forget. Now I want to read some history to you guys. And this is out of the book of Judith. And it's going to be at chapter 5. And this is out of the Apocrypha. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, Sister Samantha Gray. And only by His grace and LNF. Peace and blessings. So let me start from the top. You got 24 verses here. I'm going to start from the top, and this history is going to read down to Abraham's leaving his family, and the covenant that the Most High made with Abraham is going to go into our captivity in Egypt. And I'm going to stop at I'm going to stop at 21, because I want that to stay in your head. All right, so I'm going to start from 1, and it says, as a matter of fact, let me share my screen so you all can read with me, because sometimes I don't read very well, but I want to share my screen so you guys can see it also. Okay. And I'm going to make the screen large, and I'm going to magnify that so you can see it. Now this is out of the Apocrypha, and if you listen closely, it's just going to give a rundown of the history of our people, starting with Abraham into the scattering of our people, right, and the return of them into the land. Now it says in Judith 5:1, Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Ashur, was told that the children of Israel had prepared for war, had shut up the passage of the hill country, had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the plains. Then he was exceedingly angry, and he called all the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the seacoast. And he said to them, "Tell me now, you sons of Canaan, who are these people who dwell in the hill countries? What are they? What are the cities they inhabit? How large is their army? Where is their power and their strength? What king is set over them to be the leader of their army? Why have they turned their backs that they should not come and meet me, more than all that dwell in the west? Then Achor, the leader of all the children of Ammon, said to him, let my lord now hear a word from the mouth of your servant, and I will tell you the truth concerning these people who dwell in the hill countries, near to the place where you dwell. No lie will come out of my mouth of your servant. These people are descended from the Chaldees. They sojourned before this in Mesopotamia, because they didn't want to follow the gods of their fathers, which were in the land of Chaldeans. They departed from the way of their parents and worshiped the God of heaven, the God whom they knew. Their parents cast them out from the face of their gods, and they fled into Mesopotamia and sojourned there many days. Then their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned, and to go into the land of Canaan. They lived there, and prospered with gold and silver, and with exceedingly much cattle. Then they went down into Egypt, for a famine covered all the land of Canaan. They sojourned there until they had grown up. They became a great multitude there, so that one could not count the population of their nation. Then the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them, and brought them low, making them labor in brick, and made them slaves. They cried to their God, and he struck all the land of Egypt with incurable plagues, so the Egyptians cast them out of their sight. God dried up the Red Sea before them, and brought them into the way of Sinai, Kadesh, Barnea, and they cast out all that lived in the wilderness. They lived in the land of the Amorites, and they destroyed by their strength everyone in Heshbon, passing over Jordan. They possessed all the hill countries. They cast out before them the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Shechemites, and all the Girgashites, and they lived in the country many days. And while they didn't sin, now listen closely. And while they didn't sin, not before their God, they prospered, because the God who hate iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many severe battles, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. The temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the adversary. And now they have returned to their God, and have come up from the dispersion where they were dispersed, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill countries, for it was desolate. And now, my Lord and Master, if there is any error in this people, and they sin against their God, we shall consider what this thing is, in which they stumbled, and we will go up and overcome them. Now listen closely. But if there is no lawlessness in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we will be a reproach before all the earth. Now I'm going to stop right there. Now, everybody want to make light of the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And they want to tell you that it don't matter. They want to tell you that you can't keep them. They want to tell you that you're not supposed to be trying to seek to follow after the Most High, because they know that's where your protection lies. Mashiach gave up his sacrifice so that we can be delivered, but the Most High will hear us according to our obedience to him. What does it say in Deuteronomy chapter 30? That we will recall all the blessings and the curses, and we will seek to return to the Most High and obey his commandments with all our heart, soul, and mind. They remember So don't you forget, brothers and sisters. Don't you forget. The Most High gave us those laws, statutes, and commandments from on high. They're not the same as the laws that they follow in these countries. They have physical, tangible applications to it. And they have spiritual applications to them. This is what separates us from the other people. Not our blood. Not the way we look. It's the Most High standards that separate us from other people. It's the Most High's laws that separate us from other people. He chose to give them to us. We are supposed to be the living representation of the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments on this earth. We are ambassadors of Him. We are the light of the world. Where is the light if we walk in darkness? So don't forget, brothers and sisters, who you are. Because those laws, statutes, and commandments, they are a part of who we are. That is our culture. That is our inheritance. That is our strength. Why? Because that is what connects us to the Most High. This is how we know Him. He that saith, I know Him, and keepeth not His commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. He that say he loveth Him, and keepeth not His commandments is a liar. If you love me, keep my commandments, He said. The Most High says, I love them that love me. All right? So, that's really the gist of what I wanted to say. You know, if you love the Most High, keep His commandments, don't forget who you are, because these nations didn't forget. Think about it. What we just read, this Canaanite just ran down the whole history of our people. What happened to Egypt, how Abraham left his homeland to follow the Most High. You think now all of a sudden they forgot who you are? The devil didn't deceive the whole world. Everybody think that you just, just black people, just some people that's in America, that they, marooned in America and other lands that were carried away captive. You were just some slaves. But the ones who did it, the ones who orchestrated this whole mess, they know who you are. And they fear you. They fear the Most High. So they want to keep you at adversary with Him. They want to keep you at variance with Him by having you follow lawlessness and keep you away from the commandments. Remember that. We're the light of the world. We gotta follow what the Most High put up there for us to follow, because it's what our salvation looks like. Mashiach did his part. Now it's time for us to do our part. The Most High is in show and prove. You see all the things that's going on in this land. The Most High is doing this for us. We got to do our part. We got to walk in faith. Faith without works is dead. Keep His commandments. If there's any brother and sister in here struggling with something, let us know. Look, check this out. I don't know why I didn't do this already, but check this out. Look, this is what I want to do. Because it's time that we try to do a little bit more than we've been doing. If there's a brother or sister in here struggling, email us. If we can set up a time where we can chop it up privately, and we can pray, and we can encourage one another. Just on a private level, if you're dealing with anything, you're dealing with anything that's been a stronghold in your life, come to us. Let us try to help you. Because right now, we standing at the door. It's time for us to almost leave this place, and we got to be there for each other, as much as possible. So with that being said, I want to say love, peace, and blessings to Israel. You know, be safe, keep the faith, walk in obedience, walk in faith. Shalom and blessings, family.